Hi everyone, hi my dearest friend, good afternoon. I'm 7 from WLSA Shanghai Academy, and it's my pleasure to meet you all. I'm standing here today not because I'm skilled at doing presentational speeches. In fact, I'm far from it. But I'm genuinely excited about to share something that become a core part of my own life. When I saw the saying pause, I actually found myself drawn to the less discussed aspect of it, the gaps in between them. I found myself delving into the ideas of pauses, pauses between those poses, the gaps, the breath, and the moment of calmness. So I decided to title my today's talk as Pauses for Poses. I know it's really hard to pronounce. Can you read it together? Pauses for poses.
Pause for poses.
Okay, good. Thank you. Pause for posing, slowing down to truly connect. So why this topic? Why pause of all things? Just think about it. In the world when we have to watch movie at double speed, what does it feel like to slow down and relax? Sound refreshing, right? But if you're anything like me, sometimes the idea of slowing down can make me feel a little bit anxious or even intimidating. When I'm lying on my bed doing nothing, I start to ponder. If I stop, if I pause, will I fall behind? Just a few months ago, I was pulling all-nighters on a daily basis for an upcoming competition. I very quickly to feel overloading. I felt myself mentally fading away. Then I had a crazy thought. What if I stop? And let me tell you, that short break became one of the most correct things I could have done. That's what I want to explore today, the power of pauses, the beauty of slowing down, especially in this fast-paced world. I hope this speech can make you feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of taking your own pauses to find your own pace. And just maybe someday, pauses will going to be the one that saves you. Start with something that you're all quite familiar with. Work and break. On the surface level, you work, you get tired, and you take a break. But in our high-pressure world, this balance has become more elusive than ever. Taking time up, even just a week or a month, maybe seem to you like breaking an invisible rule, a rule that says we must be working towards something. We must always must work towards something, fight towards something. But is that really the healthiest mindset? We should start thinking about using pauses to reset and redefine our lives. It's about allowing ourselves the space to reflect, recharge, and realign our real priorities. Now let's take a specific example of how this idea plays out in our educational journey. But actually before that, I want to ask all of you guys a question. How many of you think that taking a gap year is something okay, something fine, something reasonable? Can you please raise up your hands? Taking a gap year. Okay, I think thank you so much. Actually, many of the students today think that taking a gap year is something bad, is kind of failure. But is it? Gap year isn't something untouchable or incorrect. It's about stepping away from an environment that can somehow be suffocating with pressure. I've seen this firsthand with one of my friends who greatly struggled to make it through the very last final week. At first, I encouraged them to keep pushing. Only a few weeks left. But then I started to ponder, what's the point of pushing yourself to the breaking point? What's wrong with taking a gap year or even a month of? Using that time to travel, volunteer, or simply pursue a new hobby of yours. Actually, the concept that these time periods are called gaps suggests a misconception in the first place. They are not empty. They can be actually far more meaningful than any regular school year. By using these gaps to critically redefine who we are, they offer us new insight into our identity far beyond rigid roles of being a student or worker. They open up new windows for passion and curiosity. Having the courage to reset is a luxury, but it's also a necessity for life. A come-to-mind example is the British rock band Oasis. In the mid-1990s, at the peak of their fame, The band faced immense pressure to keep producing albums. Their non-stop touring schedule, constant media attention, and internal tension start to take toll on their band members, especially their lead songwriter, Noel Gallagher. At one point, Noel decided to step back and take a pause. This pause allowed him to pour his creativity into one of Oasis' most iconic songs, Don't Look Back in Anger, the song Tony just sang. The song became the anthem of resilience and reflection, connecting deeply with fans worldwide. We can see from this vivid example that taking a break can help us tap into something deeper, a sense of purpose, a sense of peace, and sometimes an entirely new path forward. You see, life isn't just about constantly rushing to the next milestone. Just like a song needs some interlude reset to make sense, we need to find our own pauses to walk on the right road. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, instead of speeding up, try to take a pause, reflect, take a break, and let the next pause guide you forward. If we stretch our lens a little bit further past our school year and think about something quite far away in the future, marriage is also related to pauses. It's currently a fact that most young adults, especially who just graduated from their university or finished their doctorate degrees, are pushed to get into marriage as soon as they step out of their campus. But the funny thing is, their parents forbid them from finding partners while they're in school, but expecting them to bring home their other half all of a sudden. Isn't this total nonsense? According to research in Shanghai, China, 55% of the parents are making decisions for their kids, whether about job choices or marriage. Early marriages are becoming a societal trend where younger generation are expected to chase the result of getting married instead of falling in love. Is this fast-paced relationship beneficial and everlasting? Is this early marriage trend reasonable? The short answer is no. The long answer is that pushing the timeline to do something urgent and unprepared is detrimental to human connection. It's essential to slow down and form genuine relationship. You can't resonate and know someone unless you talk with them, you chat with them. Otherwise, you're just like renting a roommate and even too careful for the rest of your life. I've been an observer. I've noticed that there's always a trend or fashion about couples, whether inside or outside our campus. Those who spend a long time together before confirming their relationship have a more solid and healthy bond. When I mean healthy, I mean a relationship that that seek for common ground instead of establishing who won or lost in an argument. A relationship that built on empathy, and that empathy was established through the time they spent together before. The couples or the ones who rush into a relationship without actually understanding each other's personality often end up breaking up. So why rush? Why rush into a relationship? Love is a long process. Pause for love, and love will eventually arrive if you take your time. So now we've explored the depth of our romantic relationship. Let's talk about something just as precious, friendship. How do you guys make friends nowadays? A wave of hand, a smile, a sleepover, or just a brave step forward to introduce yourself? No, that's not the point. Here's the question. Is your friendship built to last, or is it just a fleeting chapter of your life? Here's the thing. Finding a true best friend, the one that spans a lifetime, isn't as simple as sharing a few jokes or sitting together at lunch. In today's fast-paced world, even our friendship feels like we're on timer. We meet, we bond, and before we actually realize it, we are pulled apart by graduation, job changes, or even the rush forward in life. I'm quite sure some of you have already experienced this. Friendships that were once inseparable are now only distant memories. Is it because we're too busy to nurture them? Or is it because we're speeding up too fast? Or we've forgotten how to slow down and truly invest in the people we really care about? True friendship take time. They're built on countless conversations, shared experiences, and those quiet moments where no words are needed. Friendships are about solidarity, mutual growth, and shared joys. However, in today's world, Our friendship often compete with the constant buzz of notifications, the allure of quick interactions, and the superficiality of likes and comments. This digital age tempts us to measure friendship by the frequency of our conversations and the number of photos we posted together on our social media. But friendships grow in the unscheduled hour of doing nothing, in the sheer silences, in the laughter only years of each other, knowing each other can bring. These connections aren't measured by the milestones you achieve together, but by the steady presence you provide through life's ups and downs. It's not about having hundreds of acquaintances. It's about cherishing those few who see you for who you truly are, who remind you that life's best moments are the ones we share with people who truly matter. So now we've talked about the power of pauses, how they can help us to rethink our approach to work, relationship, and friendships. But more than that, we've explored what it means to truly connect, to step away from the rush, and to find those moments of stillness. You see, life is not a race, it's a symphony. And every beat matters, not just the loud, dramatic crescendos, but also the quiet rest in between. So I challenge you, the next time you feel overwhelmed, instead of speeding up, try slowing down. And trust in that moment of calm, you will find clarity. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just how fast you get somewhere. It's about understanding the pace that allows you to thrive. The world often equates speed with achievement, urging us to race forward without pauses. But what if we redefine success? What if success exists beyond ordinary materials, but was based on how thoroughly we live, how deeply we connect, and how fully we embrace our journey? Because perhaps in moving forward through these pauses, your life and your rhythm in it will gradually turn into a song you really love. This is actually the end of my presentation. I sincerely hope you guys can take a good care of your health, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you all for listening.